What's up, guys? Today we're going to learn how to make one of the most delicious foods to me, Japanese curry. And we're going to use the S&B curry blocks that you can just go buy at the Asian grocer, but then we're going to take a couple of really easy hacks to take this amazing instant food and turn it into something truly delectable and gourmet. And it's going to teach you a little bit about how to just you could use these same kind of techniques with instant ramen or whatever. There are so many ways to elevate these things that you go out and you buy and you just throw together and turn it into something really special. And I can't wait to share with you today how I go ahead and make box curry into something that is truly delicious and special. Let's get into it.
So we've made dashi before, but just as a quick recap, it is 8 cups of water with 1 big sheet of konbu and about 25 grams of shaved bonito flakes. Stir that, bring it just shy of a simmer, then cover it, let it steep for about 20 minutes. And once that is done, we're going to go ahead and strain that, remove the konbu, so that we have a nice, crystal clear, and delicious dashi. This is an umami bomb. Once our dashi is strained, we're going to go ahead and start prepping our pork. So cut boneless pork shoulder into about 1-inch bite-sized cubes, or whatever size you want. But just keep in mind, you get to chew this later, so be kind to yourself. Then we're going to salt this liberally and also pepper this, and preheat a Dutch oven or a pot with some oil in it. Once this is ripping hot, you're going to add in your pork belly or pork shoulder. Belly would actually be pretty good too, but we're using shoulder. And sear this so that we don't have any sad gray meat until you have some nice caramelization. From there, you're going to add in your dashi to the pork and let that bring that to a boil. Once that's at a boil, you're going to go ahead and skim out any scum that rises to the top. Cover this and let it braise for 2 to 3 hours. While this is braising, I am peeling a carrot and a Japanese yam just to get the skin off, and that's why you peel things, Jordan. Now we're having a reminder of why sharp knives are uber important, because as you can see, this is really dangerous. I do not recommend doing this, but eventually I got through the Japanese yam. And fun trick with a carrot, if you turn it while you're slicing on a diagonal, you get these fun little shapes. Now I'm just showing off some sick knife skills with the garlic. Wachow! Chunk some onions. And then once all our veg is prepped, I actually decided to use king oyster mushrooms this time too, which were interesting. Again, in a preheated pot, we're going to sweat our veg for a little bit until they get some color and start to turn translucent. Once that happens, we are going to go ahead and add back in our pork and dashi. And once that's all added back in, hopefully you avoid any catastrophic spilling or burns, which I only narrowly avoided. We're going to add in our carrots and our potatoes and cover to let this simmer. Once that simmers for about 20 minutes, you're going to break up your curry blocks. I used extra hot because, once again, I am a spicy boy. And stir that up. I prefer to use chopsticks, 1 block at a time. I didn't have any with me. But stirring this is key. You don't need just giant chunks of curry block hiding in there. I also highly recommend adding honey, preferably not crystallized honey, so you don't get a big fart explosion like I just did. Stir in your honey and let this simmer for another 10-15 minutes, and then plate over a bowl of freshly steamed rice, as much as you would like. Trust me, it's going to be a lot. Some fresh sliced green onion, some pickled ginger, and enjoy.
And that is how you use the magic of Japanese culinary science to take Japanese box curry and turn it into something out of this world. This is one of my favorite things to make, especially in the winter. It's spring in Austin, so this is irrationally hot. But there's just so much flavor in this, and it's so easy to put together. You don't have to do all the extra hacks with the dashi and the pork braising and everything else, but when you do that, it really just elevates it and turns takes Japanese box curry, which is already an 8 out of 10 experience, and turns the dial to 12 and just breaks it off. So without further ado, let's start eating this. This is going to be too hot. I already regret it. I'm doing it anyway. Oh. Mmm. Mmm. Man, I lied. You really can't skip making the dashi and braising the pork. The pork just disintegrates. The dashi is super smoky and umami and delicious and fantastic. The ginger cuts through it all. You can taste the fresh herbs from sauteing the garlic and the onion. All in all, just go do the thing. Stop watching, but before you stop watching, comment, subscribe. I love you all so much. Thank you for taking the time. Till next time. Peace.